Dance off, bro. Me and you.
My name's Mark, and today we're going to carry on our look at the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniature game expansions, and this is CP18 Star-Lord. Star-Lord is the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy faction, as you can probably guess, because he's posed and sculpted the same way as we see Star-Lord in the movies. Star-Lord's a character that's been around for quite a long time. He only really came to prominence this way when the movies came out, but he has been around for quite a long time. Okay, so Peter Quill was just an ordinary Peter Quill was originally born on Earth, but dreamed of exploring the vast reaches of space. After a chance meeting with a celestial being on his first trips off-world, Quill chose to venture out on his own to find adventure among the stars as an intergalactic hero, Star-Lord. An expert marksman and clever tactician, Star-Lord leads the motley group of heroes known as the Guardians of the Galaxy against any and all threats across the cosmos. It contains one Star-Lord miniature, one base, one affiliation card, one crisis card, one character stack card, 2 team tactic cards, 1 infinity gem, 14 tokens, and miniatures are supplied, unassembled and unpainted as always. Okay, so let's just jump straight in. So, as I said, he's been around for quite a while. I think he, just check my notes, he first appeared in 1976 as Star-Lord, but the character's background was like rewritten in the 2000s, because if you watch the movies, he is the son of Ego, the living planet, but he is actually the son of Jason Spartax, who is a galactic hero in his own right. Okay, so as usual, we get our assembly guide for CP18. So read this first with all the credits for the staff, and then on the back we have got our instruction guide. Now, Star-Lord is quite simple to put together, but again, I don't know why. I know why they do this. They do this to fill space on sprues, but I don't understand why in this day and age, when with all the technology we've got, we're getting a head in 3 pieces. You know, actually a head in 4 pieces, 2 sides, a front, and a head. You know, the her part. It's crazy. We don't need to do that these days. Other than that, it looks pretty simple to assemble. We'll have a look at the miniature, then we'll look at the cards. Okay, as always, he comes with his ready sculpted base. So we get 4 bases to choose from, as always. And then we have Star-Lord himself. Now, you do get extras on these pieces, but I don't know. It's just not really the dumb thing with miniature companies to actually put, you know, that's the head, and it's made up of 1 left, 1 right, a front, and it's her. So quite a thing to put together, really. You do get a spur rocket boot. One of those, you get one of those spur, because this one here is the one that attaches to his leg that it goes onto the base. So, okay, the miniatures look amazing when it's assembled. It's just, if you've got a very poor vision like I have, trying to assemble it's going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. But, you know, I've done worse. Koyi and Sherry were pretty much some of the most difficult miniatures I've ever had to assemble, but they were a joy to paint. They really were. Okay, right, so we get our affiliation card, and Star-Lord is the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the other members of the team are Gamora, Nebula, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Drax the Destroyer, Ronan the Accuser, and Angela. Now, Angela is also in the Thor Asgardian roster because she's Thor's half-sister. We have our crisis card, which is an extraction card. Panic grips city as evacuation efforts continue. Place up to 4 civilian tokens on map as indicated on map B. Players score 1 point for each citizen held they control during the cleanup phase. You can interact with a citizen, pick them up. You can't have more than 1, and during its activation, a character holding a citizen may evacuate the citizen by spending 6 power. The controlling character gains immediately scores 2 victory points, and remove the citizen held by that character from gameplay. Right, so costs a lot of power to get rid of them, but you can get quite a lot of power with Star-Lord and the guys, right? Okay, so we have our 2 team tactic cards. We have the rocket boots. Right now, Peter Quill can fly with his rocket boots, but he can actually give this to someone else at some point. Great artwork with Spider-Man with rocket boots on. Okay, so and this is by Vladimir Rivas did the artwork. It's an unaffiliated, active, an allied character may play this card. The character gains the flight innate superpower this round. At the end of the round, roll 1 die. If the result is a blank, the character gains the stun special condition. If the roll is a skull, the character gains stun and stagger. On any other results, the character may advance short. So basically, it only it lets you to fly, but you can only actually move short, and you've got a good chance of actually being knocked out by it. And then we have the crew of the Milano with a really great looking artwork. There's the Milano in the background. And the Milano, just in case you don't know, is named after Alyssa Milano from lots and lots of TV and movies, namely known for Charmed, and she was an icon of Peter Quill's as he was growing up, before he left Earth. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy affiliation, active. Any number of allied Guardians may play this card. Characters may spend 1 power to play this card. Each character that spends 1 power or spends power removes all special conditions and cannot suffer special conditions this round. That is a very powerful card because it stops you taking things like bleed and stagger and stun and poison. It basically gives you immunity for a round. A very, very powerful card. Okay, so we also have our cheater card. So we've got the affiliation tokens. We've got power token. We've got civilian tokens, and I think that's meant to be the the power gem, but I'm not sure. But anyway, sheeter tokens, and then we have, because Star-Lord is a ring bearer, or gem bearer as they call them in the game, he comes with the Infinity Power Gem, this lovely purple looking gem. Okay, and this is by Andrew Kramer. It costs 1 power, so it increases the threat level by 1. During the additional power phase, this character gains 2 power instead of 1 for having an Infinity Gem. So it increases Peter Quill's threat by 1, and that puts him on threat 4, which we're just going to have a quick look at. Okay, so he's pretty average for a leader, but he does have some very, very good abilities. Okay, so he's got a stamina of 6, a move of medium, which is quite good. He's got size of 2, and he's a threat of 3. If you take the Infinity Gem, he comes threat 4. And then he's got 3s across the board for physical, energy, and mystical. He's got his element gun, which has got a range of 4, does 5 damage, and costs no power. After this attack is resolved, the character gains power equal to the damage dealt. He can fire it on full auto, which has got a range of 4, does 7 damage, and costs 3 power. Element Blast, after this attack is resolved, for each wild in the attack, the defending character gains one of the special conditions: bleed, shock, slow, or stun. If you roll 4 wilds, that's somebody going to be pretty screwed over for the next turn. And then his leadership ability is Winging It, Affiliation Cards of the Galaxy. Once per round, at the start of your turn, you may choose an allied character and discard a team tactic card. This card allows you to use this team leadership ability. The chosen character gains 3 Winging It tokens. That's what the tokens were at the top. And may discard 1 Winging It token to re-roll up to 2 of its dice. Only 1 Winging It token may be discarded once per roll. Remove all Winging It tokens from that character at the end of the cleanup phase. So sometimes team tactic cards, you forget to play them. Or you don't want to play them, and you're trying to hold them on and hold on to them as long as you can. This is a really good tactic card because it allows you to just discard these cards. So you could take some pretty naff cards and get a really good benefit of, you know, like 6 rerolls in one turn. Pretty good. And then his infinite innate ability is Plucky Attitude. When attacking, this character rolls no hits. It may reroll all of its current attack dice. When defending, if the character rolls no blocks, it may reroll all of its current defense dice. Right, so basically, if he doesn't hit or he doesn't save, he can reroll. And he's got flight and he's a gem bearer, and we turn him over and he's exactly the same, apart from his stamina goes down by 1, 2, 5 from 6. Right, so that's a quick look at Star-Lord. The miniature's fantastic. It really is once it's assembled. It's a lovely looking model. It's just the helmet, you know, really, there's no need to actually get such a great looking model and then just screw it over by giving us a lackluster helmet. The head could have very, very easily been cast as one piece or 2 pieces. But anyway, I digress. Next we're going to look at Rocket and Groot. I know these aren't in order, but they're in the order that I get them, so I kind of do them in the order they arrive. Check out my other reviews of the Marvel Crisis Protocol game miniatures and the game itself. Links below to the playlist, probably down here or up here somewhere, depending on wherever it goes when I edit the video. And thanks for tuning in, and we'll hopefully see you soon. Thanks a lot, bye.